And welcome to the Friday Night Pep Rally here on Riverside TV. Thank you for staying up late with us. We've got a ton of great highlights coming your way for week 2 of the high school football season. That's Ghazal Hassan. Jeff Gorham will join us shortly. Jeff is going over all the scores to make sure he's going to bring you some great coverage. Right, Jeff? Just give me the big thumbs up. But we got a lot of great highlights. Ghazal, the game tonight on Riverside TV. You were out there. I was excited about this. Ramona and Hillcrest. I'll be honest, I didn't see a whole lot of the game because I was out at other games, but when I came back and saw that final score, I'm like, kind of lived up to its billing, didn't it?
Yeah, very, very good high school football game. A lot of fun. Great atmosphere at Arlington High School. There are 3 teams playing on the Oliver District Stadium this week, so Hillcrest bumped over to play at Arlington. Thanks to Arlington for making it happen. And we had a really good high school football game, Pep.
All right, so with that said, Ghazal, let's go to the highlights, Ramona and Hillcrest. And as we get to these, I'll let you take over, Ghazal. As a Veterans Appreciation or something, right? Military
Appreciation.
Like
Alfredo Vences goes in for the touchdown, and that man right there, Sincere Tolbert, 64 yards on the scamper. And at this point, it was a 7-7 or a 10-7 lead, field goal previously by Ramona. And then here's Shiner getting in for a touchdown as well. Cody Shiner, the quarterback, had a good game with the arm and on the ground. But here's the big pick. So now they lead, but a big pick off there by Nico Bernal, setting up a score for Hillcrest. So 2 turnovers on both sides. We'll get more into that as we get deeper into the playoffs. And here's Ventus again, his second trip to pay dirt to make it a 14-10 game. And then Matt Ramos, the little dreidel spin down for the touchdown. And then the Rams kind of get to work. Here's the throw, and here's the pick. Isaac Mata going up and get that one to snuff out a Hillcrest drive. And then Cody Shiner looking to the corner of the end zone, and the touchdown. Nice play by Troy Long. He and Noah Mayweather were locked in a battle all night. It was a great battle. And here's kind of where the game changed. After a little bit of a flub play on special teams, the pick 6 here by Jordan Daniel gives Ramona the lead. And another pick 6 for him. He had one against John W. North in week 0 as well. Trying to rally. Look at Matt Ramos, just a gamer according to his coach, Travis Carter. He hits Juju Sandoval for a touchdown to draw them back in within 4 points. But in the end, a turnover late turned into a touchdown for Ramona. And then you saw the touchdown by Hillcrest. They couldn't get the 2-point conversion. The game turned on a kickoff, which Hillcrest couldn't field cleanly. It ended up back on their own 9-yard line, and then a couple plays later, that was the pick 6 by Jordan Daniels. So, both teams played pretty well offensively. I'll give credit to John Rice. He's not here this week, but he's been talking since last year about how well Ramona's defense is playing. Big plays on defense really helped Ramona in that second half. Congratulations, Ken Mashinsky. 100th career win between King, Beckman, and Ramona. Yeah, between those 3 teams. His 61st win at Ramona, so we'll call him Roger Maris for a little bit.
Yeah.
But 100 career wins for Ken Mashinsky. And I think both these teams, both Hillcrest and Ramona, have a real good shot once we get to league play. Sunbelt League's going to be very interesting, Pep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't forget, Hillcrest is not in the River Valley League anymore. Ramona's 3-0, Ghazal. I mean,
They've won 9 in a row.
Going back to because the state championships and the CIF championships and all that good stuff, that Cinderella season for Ramona, I said this last year, and we've talked about it before. I felt like a broken record because I thought Ramona might be down last year because they had such a great senior class 2 seasons ago. That was not the case, and here we go again in 2024. The Rams are right back at it.
What they say, it's not a team, it's a program.
Yeah.
Now. And since Ken Mashinsky has been there, they've become a program, and congrats to him and his whole staff and all the people there at Ramona. They have reason to be happy, and it was a great atmosphere tonight. Both teams and both crowds were really good. It was a lot of positive energy and just a fine high school football game.
All right, so why don't you hang tight, because speaking of River Valley League, that Ramona versus Norta Vista game is going to be a lot of fun down the road. But first things first, of course, we're here in week 2 of the high school football season. Norta Vista, they were taking on Fontana. That was another Riverside TV game. That was a Thursday night special that you could watch live right here. So let's go to those highlights. The Braves at home taking on the Faux High Steelers. And we'll jump right into the action. And it's going to be a heavy dose of Jaden Henderson in this one. Look at that, right up the gut, bounces outside, and nobody's going to touch him. Henderson goes up the gut and then finds pay dirt. 7-zip Novi on top. And you know, we talked a lot about, you know, the Roadrunner, Dreddy Elaine, but man, you mix in Jaden Henderson into the offensive scheme, Gazal, they got something going on right now.
And throwing the freshman Lee White, who had a very good game.
Yeah.
And, you know, defense played very well also in the first half, Pep. And Seth Bollender, man, what have you done with Ken Batdorf? He's throwing the football now.
Who is this guy? Yeah, Bollender hits Jaden Henderson, and that was another touchdown. Got some blocks in front of him on that screen pass. 14-zip, Norda Vista. Now, first play of the second quarter, and I think this one, yeah, it's the Roadrunner right there, Dreddy Elaine, making his way through that pile in for another Norda Vista touchdown. So it's 21-zip, Norda Vista on top at halftime. Third quarter, and Fohai would finally break through against this Norda Vista defense. And I don't know if you remember this play, but man, look at this run, the fake handoff by the Steelers QB Ruben Camacho. And then he's all alone.
Yeah.
He picked everybody out on that one.
I was really impressed. Me and Jeff were talking about it. I was really impressed with Camacho, senior. Talked to their coach, Eric Gonzalez, before the game. And, you know, he's a kid that came through the program. Was with them as a freshman. Now he's coming up as a senior. And he had the big play. He played well all night. And here's another play, another throw and a catch and a touchdown.
I think it's the hat trick for Henderson right
Three
there.
touchdowns for him and Bollender again. Are we going to see? I want to see if we see the 2-point conversion here.
I don't think the 2-point conversion is on there, but that made it 28-6 Norda Vista.
Abraham Saldana scored a 2-point conversion. He was a kicker, and he ended up with a 2-point conversion on a bad snap. He also had a pick six called back by a penalty. How many guys have had that duo of the 2-point conversion and the pick six? And another touchdown coming up here.
Freshman Lee White fighting his way to the point.
And I like, you know, they're going to have both Lee White and Dreddy Elaine back next year. They'll be an exciting 1-2 punch for the Braves. But I want to give credit to Fontana because they were down 21-0 at the half. They could have easily packed it in, and they just kept coming. They kept roaring, and they just kept playing. Instead of playing against a scoreboard, they just played against the game. And there's a long touchdown run right there for Christian Perez.
Yeah.
And he had a great game. He wasn't really even on their scout. I don't think he played the first couple games. Had a big game for the Steelers.
All right, so big win for Norda Vista in this one. Final score was 36-28. And the Braves moved to 3-0 on the season. So we got 3-0 Ramona. We got 3-0 Norda Vista.
And watch, that league is wide open. Remember, the Skyline League, they reconstituted that. San Gorgonio no longer in the Skyline League.
Yeah.
I was talking to Coach Gonzalez before the game. And I said, I don't want to disrespect you, but I think your league is wide open. He said, you know, me and my sisters were talking about that the other day. Wide open league. They're 2-1. Watch the Steelers. Maybe they can get a little bit of a turnaround this year.
Yeah, interesting to see what Fohai might be able to do there because I think their season opener was against a San Bernardino squad that I've now seen, and they're not bad, and they blanked San Bernardino, so that Fohai team's not bad.
They hadn't allowed a point until yesterday, 50-0 in the first two games, and then obviously Norda Vista, they're pretty explosive on offense. They're able to put up some points against Fontana, but that's a team I'm going to watch going forward. Maybe, you know, not back to the Dick Bruick days, but like to see them get in the playoffs and get in a run. And if you talk to Coach Gonzalez, just a good guy and a good dude. He's doing it for the right reasons.
All right, Gazal, we appreciate it. As we break down Ramona and Norda Vista, we saw both those schools right here on Riverside TV Thursday, Friday. And real quick, a quick plug for the big game coming up next Friday night, and that'll be Poly and Ramona. And when you get those two schools together, great fan bases, the place will be packed. And best of all, we're going to have it live on Riverside TV.
Is it Ramona or King next week?
I'm sorry, it's King and Poly. Did I say Ramona?
That's right.
I'm sorry, King and Poly. Sorry.
Yeah. No, because we're going to
at the helmet, I guess.
We're going to have Poly Ramona too. That's why I was a little confused. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be a fun one. And I think Jerron Gilbert's done a great job. And I know that Jeff and Jason McBains are very close. So that'll be it's always a fun matchup when Poly and King get together.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, I remember one year it was like on a Saturday, and our fearless leader Scott Brocious here at Riverside TV, we did like a pregame show. We brought the mascots out. We had like the mascot heads and everything. It was nuts. So they always have a lot of fun with that rivalry game. And I think Poly had like a parade one year, like the morning of the game. Like they go all out. So we're excited. We're excited to bring it to you live. Poly and King. Did I get it right that time? Poly and King? Got it right. All right, let's keep it here in the River Valley League. Gazal, appreciate the time. Thank you very much. La Sierra taking on Saddleback. Let's go to those highlights now. Oh, we don't have those highlights. We will get to those highlights. Let's see. All right, let's go to the next one, North and King. And let's go to those highlights as this was on a Thursday night special as well. And North and King. All right, King is 3-0, and here we go. Actually, that's Vista Murrieta. We'll go to King and North, and King with the football first. It's going to be Derek Kahn, the quarterback for the King Wolves, getting loose and he goes in for the touchdown. That would make it 6-0. King High on top. And then later, going downfield, it's going to be Kahn to Riker Galvin. And he's going to do the rest as he goes in for the touchdown for the King Wolves. And King jumping out to an early lead on JW North. The Huskies, though, trying to fight back with the big-time stop. Connor, is it Cuba? I think it's Cuba for King there on the big stop. Nice little screen pass by JW North as they were trying to just, put a drive together against King as they were trailing by a couple touchdowns. We'll fast forward to a little bit later in the game. It's now a 14-7 game, so the Huskies were within one. But King would do enough to hold them at bay. Here comes another touchdown by King. It's going to be Noah Villarreal as King goes on to defeat JW North by a final score of 24-14 as Jeff Gorham, the Big Jeezy, joins me back on set. And Jeff, we've seen King a couple times. We're both big fans of Jason McMains, their head coach. They're off to a strong start. They're 3-0 on the season.
Well, I think Jason McMains does a great job. We talked about coaches in Riverside. You always mention Ken Batdorf because he's the elder statesman. Ken Mashinsky, who is just building culture. And of course, Jason McMains, who is taking King really back to really prominence. I think they're the second best team right now in Riverside, right behind that Norte Vista team. But Jason McMains builds programs. We've seen it everywhere he's gone. He's been a helper to the point where, he was at Notre Dame. He was at Rubidoux. He's been at Hoopa Valley. He's been at everywhere, Citrus Hill. And he has done a phenomenal job. And I think that this King team could make a big dent in the playoffs, and they might be able to get that elusive championship.
Yeah, they had such a great year. Last year we saw them go to the semifinals,
Yes.
and it was a heartbreaking loss in the semi. So it sure looks like they're going to have another great season, off to a 3-0 start. And we asked Gazal about it, but you're a longtime Riverside guy. When King and Poly get together, it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. And the funny thing is, I'm always going for the bald guy. So Jason McMains, I'm only because you're bald, I'm hoping you get the victory. No, I will say this. Anytime you have Poly Ramona or King versus Poly, those are giant games here in the city. Everybody comes out. Everybody watches the games, of course, on Riverside TV. But the thing is, it is, you have all the smack talking. You have all the pomp, the circumstances, the fans. You have the red zone, which I like to call the friend zone out there at King High School. But I'll tell you what, it's going to have a little bit of difference here. Or it's going to change a bit because, remember, Riverside Poly was playing at King High School for so many years, but now the tide is going to turn because they're going to be back at Wheelock Stadium. And that, I think, will even ingratiate the community even more because they're going to have two different stadiums to come to. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see it happen for now and the foreseeable future.
All right, so Jeff, let's move along. We just showed, King and JW North. JW North, of course, is in the Ivy League. And when you talk about the Ivy League, there's some real heavyweights, especially some new teams in the league, specifically Liberty, Paloma Valley's in there, Vista Del Lago. But last year, actually the last couple of years, it's boiled down to Orange Vista against Rancho Verde for that Ivy League championship. So when you look further down the road, I know, North is going to have some very tough games coming up in league play. But speaking of Rancho Verde and Orange Vista, we got highlights from each of those schools. So let's start with Orange Vista taking on Vista Murrieta. And when you guys have the highlights of that one, let's go for that one down at Vista Murrieta. Our guy Jason down there live streaming that game.
Look at the fans.
We talked about King and Poly with great fans. Vista Murrieta, man, they really come out for the Broncos.
Didn't they get the best fans in the country a couple of years ago by ESPN, I believe?
The whole country?
The whole country.
Now that's saying something.
That's saying a lot.
All right, let's get to the highlights in this one. Orange Vista with the football, and this was kind of surprising. They fumble on the play. Shane Ramstad scoops it up for Vista Murrieta, and he's not coming back. Ramstad goes in for the touchdown, the scoop and score for the Broncos. Then later, Orange Vista answers. Quarterback Khalil Abdul-Aziz. And check out this run, Jeff, by Dylan Boucher. And he's going to make his way to the end zone. And Orange Vista ties it up at 7. This game last year went all the way down to a field goal at the very final moments of that game. This year, though, a little bit different as Vista Murrieta would start building a lead here. Malachi Sales goes in for the touchdown. Vista Murrieta up 14-7, and he's going to set sail again. Sales goes in for another score to build on that Bronco lead, and it wasn't just Sales. How about number 6, Devon Leonard? He gets into the act right up the gut and in for the touchdown. 27-7. Vista Murrieta in front of Orange Vista. And how about one more? Quarterback Bryson Beaver to Sean McCullough. And check out McCullough. I think this was on 4th down, too. Touchdown catch. That made it 34-7 at that point. And Vista Murrieta beats Orange Vista, Jeff, 48-19. I'm surprised because Orange Vista is a very good team. So that's a great win for the Broncos.
That is big boy football. If you watch right there, I mean, that is incredible. You look at the size of those guys. Hey, I live out in that area. I'm going to say this. I go to Costco,
yes,
which is it's right across the street from Vista Murrieta, and I go there on Saturdays, sometimes on Sunday mornings, and every time I drive by there are guys practicing football, and they look like grown men. I thought originally, oh, maybe those, it's like a grown-up men's league. But no, I walked over there one time and watched them. They're doing drills all the time. Man, Coach Candale, you are not only good looking, you have this thing going like you did once before when you were at the helm. And I'll tell you what, it's fun football to watch. You're doing a great job. And I'm going to continue to shop at Costco and come spy on you guys.
Sounds like a pretty nice little Saturday.
Oh, it's a great Saturday. I get my hot dog for $1.50 still and a soda. And then I mosey on over to Vista Murrieta. No one knows it's me because
You're looking through the trees.
I go
you
incognito.
got those big trees right there.
I go incognito.
Oh, let's see, Jeff.
I do. I go, hey. And I stand there and I literally watch them and I study and I'm writing everything down. Vista Murrieta, you guys are the real deal. Good job.
They are the real
Do you know
deal.
where I got these sunglasses, Pep?
It says Riverside TV.
You're darn right. You had the Shohei Ohtani bobbleheads last week. This week, you had the Jeff Gorham sunglasses. The giveaway last night at North Vista High School. We gave these away to everybody. Hey, I'll tell you what.
Not everybody. I didn't get a pair. I wanted some.
You have to be cool. The first 5,000 people got one, so 5,000 of you, with some glasses, Jeff Gorham glasses, and I hope you enjoy.
Gorham special.
Hey, if you can get a hold of these and sell these on eBay or put it on MySpace, and then you might be able to sell these things. But look at them. They say Riverside TV right there on the
That's a collector's
side.
item right there.
You're darn right it is.
There's only
fantastic.
All right. So
what's next?
If you see a guy wearing these, popping through the trees at Vista Murrieta, you know who it is now.
With a hot dog.
With a hot dog and a soda. All right, we're going to get to La Sierra in just a moment, but first, let's keep that Ivy League theme right now. We saw JW North. We just saw Orange Vista. Let's check in on Rancho Verde. Let's go to those highlights. The Rancho Verde. Let's put some respect on the Mustangs, taking on La Quinta.
Oh, they had to have beaten La Quinta.
All right, let's go to the highlights of this one. Rancho Verde off to the races. Brandon Gilliam, big run inside the 5. That sets up this. Gilliam did the work, so let him get paid. Touchdown, the Rancho Verde. Mustangs up 6-0. So that's the first quarter. Great start, right, Jeff?
Yes.
I mean, they score first, they get the early lead, but here comes the Blackhawks of La Quinta as they would get into the red zone.
Oh, there it is. We're back.
Let's see. I think that was Gilliam on the run.
Yes, that was just a replay.
And then it's going to set up Gilliam for the touchdown. There he goes in for the score. So it was 6-0 Rancho Verde. Like I said, early lead, feeling good. First quarter, they got the lead. Here comes La Quinta. There was not a lot of scoring in this game. La Quinta, Blackhawks on offense. Oh, it's first. The big pass play there by quarterback C.J. Johnson to Marion Orange. But here comes La Quinta on offense in the red zone. Big stop by Rancho Verde's defense right there. And that would keep La Quinta out of the end zone, but a field goal attempt, and it would be all good as Rancho Verde's lead is trimmed to 6-3, low scoring. Third quarter now, same score. La Quinta takes the lead on the short yardage touchdown by Lorenzo Herrera, 10-6 Blackhawks in front. And then later in the game, check out Herrera. Big run, great misdirection by La Quinta. That would set up another field goal. And that's it, Jeff.
What?
Rancho Verde scored a touchdown early in the game, and that would be it for them. They lose to La Quinta 13-6.
Zolma brothers had a bad night, man.
Oh, that's right,
The
yeah.
Zolma mom, and she really had a bad night. She had to watch both her sons go to defeat. What is going on in Valverde?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so we saw for Ivy League, we saw North lose, we saw Orange Vista lose, Rancho Verde lose. So it's a weird week number 2 for a lot of our local teams.
But I'll tell you what, my favorite receiver, Agent Orange, he's so good.
Great catch. Yeah, he is
my
really
golly.
good.
I
Really
love
good.
to see him get more involved, but you never know. I mean, everybody's keying on these teams. They're such great athletes, but man, losing both in the same night, something's wrong here. Something's amiss. It's the heat, my friend. It's the heat.
Yeah, I think we're all acting a little weird out there, right?
I'm always acting weird.
Well,
it was 113 degrees. It was 130 in my car today because I've been carrying around this little my thermometer that
yeah,
Ken
like you
Beckdorf gave
sticking
me.
meat or something, or
No, I got the full on. I mean, I'm shooting everything. I'm shooting I looked at my dashboard. It was like 200 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I almost fried an egg, but I don't like eggs.
Good thing you had those sunglasses to keep you nice and cool. Look at them. No, there's nobody cooler than that guy.
Nobody.
Right there.
What do we got next, Pep?
All right, before we get to the scoreboard, Jeff, we do have the La Sierra highlights. So go ahead and roll those highlights whenever you're ready. La Sierra going for their first win of the season as they were taking on Saddleback. And Jeff, you know who covered this game for the Friday Night Pep Rally?
No, would you like to tell me?
Supernova.
Not Supernova, the greatest film guy of all time for us at Riverside TV. Look at that touchdown.
Well, La Sierra, we're going to take you out to Norta Vista High School because, Jeff, I haven't been out there since they redid the field. La Sierra's roster online is not accurate, so we're going to just
Make it up.
ad-lib and just have fun as we watch the Eagles do what Eagles do.
Pep Fernandez right there with the football.
hey.
Pep Fernandez goes down.
No,
with
that
this.
is not. I would have caught that. That was Saddleback on the punt attempt. They
Okay.
fumble it. La Sierra with the football, and the La Sierra Eagles score on this one. And what's cool is that you and I are watching these highlights like everyone else right now
Yes.
for the very first time.
Well,
But that's the beauty of it,
That was
right?
a great score by La Sierra right there. Look at this move.
Look at that.
Right over the middle.
Oh, and he stays on his feet. Look at the guy on the sideline. He put his hands in the air. He knows what's going on.
He's going all the way to the big house.
He is, isn't he?
All the way for the touchdown.
All the way there. Look at that guy in the orange shirt. He knows
Man, he
what's
is
up.
jogging. He
Yeah.
is fired up. Young kid.
Yeah, so let's see. We'll keep going through the highlights here because I want to see him too. Because La Sierra, can I just do a spoiler alert for
Yes,
everybody out there
please give
watching? La Sierra did win this game, and it was their first win of the season. As we look at a couple more, and
They were soaring. Did
yeah,
you know that?
what? I'm gonna look at my phone real quick too because Supernova's been texting me. He's
Supernova.
watching the show, and he sent me the final score. It was La Sierra 34, Saddleback a dozen. So 34-12. La
Wow.
Sierra getting the win tonight out there at Norta Vista High School. And I think we might even have one more touchdown left.
No
in this
way.
one.
Are you kidding
Look
me?
at that.
That was a great move.
That was like an ollie. You know what that is in skateboarding?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
an
know my
ollie.
stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So it looked like he's
Okay.
trying to do an ollie with the football over there on the sidelines. So, anyways, looks like we've got one more La Sierra touchdown because call me old-fashioned, but there's just never enough La Sierra touchdowns in the Friday Night Pep Rally. Does he get in?
He does.
He's in. There's the official. Hands in the air.
Wow, look at La Sierra getting
touchdown Eagles.
Getting their first win of the year. River
Yes.
Valley getting the. You know what? River Valley had some wins tonight.
They did all right, didn't they?
So far, they're
Yeah.
3-0.
All right, Jeff, let's go to the scoreboard for the first time
Let's do it.
tonight. We've ran through a lot of highlights already. And we're going to start with some Big West Conference
Oh, I
and
knew this was a winner.
CBL games. They had to have win. They had to win this one.
You know why? Because they played a team from Utah.
You know what? They do. In fact, they're going to play a team from Utah in back-to-back weeks. So Centennial all over Timpview, 56-20. And surprisingly, we talked about this before, this was the Huskies' first win of the season. You and I were talking, actually, I didn't tell you this. I was at Centennial High School today. But
were?
you and Matt Logan text quite a bit. He
Yes,
watched
he's my
the show.
guy.
Yeah.
What did he say? Hi? Did you say hi to him?
I did not see him,
Oh, you
actually.
didn't? Why were you at Centennial then?
I'll have to tell you off the air, but I did see Hassan Longstreet, their star quarterback. I don't know if he played in this game, but I did see him out there.
Well, if he was there, I mean, maybe
He might have played, but they got the win regardless. Dominic Catalano, Hassan Longstreet.
Oh, I like him.
Oaks Christian beating Roosevelt, so the Mustangs are still trying to get their first win of the season, but they've had a very tough non-league schedule. It all started against King, right, in that Week 0 game. Great Oak blanks Fallbrook 30, I think it was 36-0. Whoa, we're blowing through these. I think that was, Great Oak over Fallbrook 36-0. The final score. Yeah, Great Oak against
Norte Vista at Great Oak.
That's going to be a game.
I can't wait to see that one.
Two of the top 25 teams in the area.
I can't wait to see Ken Batdorf turn real red in that one. That'll be fun.
All right, we had Murrieta Mesa and Valencia. Valencia, traditionally a really good team. That's a big win for the Rams. That was their first win of the season as they improved to 1-2 on the year, 38-33. Temecula Valley and Temescal Canyon. We're going to have highlights of this game a little bit later in the show, but we'll let the cat out of the bag as Temecula Valley had a big fourth quarter to storm back and beat Temescal 19-14. The final there. Aquinas and Citrus Valley. It's Aquinas beating the Blackhawks 27-10. That's their first win of the season. That was one of the top games in the IE, as was Cajon against Etiwanda. And Cajon over Etiwanda 30-24 as the Cowboys moved to 2-0. And Cajon's got a really tough non-league schedule as well. They play some really good teams to get them ready for CBL action.
Well, you were telling me that they have got a pretty nice young quarterback, of course, but man, they just do it every single year. Etiwanda giving them a game, though.
Yeah, Etiwanda came back and made things interesting, but Cajon's really good. Like, there's a couple teams out there, Chaparral, Murrieta Valley, if they can get healthy.
Remember
Cajon.
Coach Rogers used to sit on the Iron Throne. Is that what he used to, the Iron Throne of Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he's got a big beard.
Yeah, and
he looks like a Viking.
Yeah, he does. And he looks like he carries the sword around all the time.
All right, so Cajon wins. Also in the CBL, Yucaipa 3-0 as they take care of Shadow Hills from Indio 41-17. The final there. Redlands and Chaffee postponed until Saturday, so we'll see the Terriers in action tomorrow. And a Redlands East Valley falling to Moreno Valley 42-32. So, Jeff, you're a big Moval guy, so...
Got my Moval right here, buddy.
Moval. So, Vikings win by 10. So that'll round out our scoreboard, at least for now. Jeff, you want to do it one more time? Yeah. Moval for life?
Yeah, I can't do it.
There you go.
Moval!
All right, we come back. We got a lot more highlights. We're going to take a trip down to Lake Elsinore, check on Arlington. We got Notre Dame. We've got Beaumont versus Summit, the Temecula Valley game, Jurupa Valley. Even some Tockwitz action. Jeff, you were just asking me, when are we going to Tockwitz on the show? Tonight's the night.
You know what? You need, like Will Ferrell used to say, more cowbell. We need more Tockwitz.
More Tockwitz.
More Tockwitz. And you know what? When I say Tockwitz, I think of food every single time.
Why?
Because it sounds like taquitos, and I like taquitos.
Taquitos versus Rancho Mirage.
Oh, that sounds like an enchilada dish.
Yeah.
Rancho Mirage and Tockwitz. Oh, I'm so hungry. It's late at night.
Neither of us had dinner. We're both starving right now.
No.
All right, so it's 11:30. We still have half the show to go. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more scores and highlights on the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department wants you to know how holidays affect your trash service. Trash pickup will not be available during major holidays and collection times will be adjusted in response. Residents with city trash service will see the following adjustments. For Monday holidays, your Monday collection will happen on Tuesday and Tuesday collections will occur on Wednesdays. For Thursday holidays, Thursday service will occur on Friday and Friday service on Saturday. For Friday holidays, your Friday service will occur on Saturday. Residents served by outside vendors will experience a one-day delay of service for each day after any holiday taking place Monday through Friday. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Back on Riverside TV, this is the Friday Night Pep Rally. That's Jeff Gorham, the good-looking guy is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in on Friday night.
What are you talking about? I am handsome and bald.
Even without your sunglasses on?
Nope, this makes me even better looking. One more time.
All right, Jeff, we got more highlights to get to.
All right, let's get to them.
Let's join the Arlington Lions on the road, taking on Lakeside down in Lake Elsinore. And a shout out to Lions and their Hall of Fame class. Jeff and I were out there emceeing their ceremony this last Saturday. Had a lot of fun. Arlington with the early touchdown there, 6-0, just like that on the road. Lakeside trying to get something going offensively. Nice pass up the middle, staying on his feet inside the 10-yard line. But nothing doing on that drive. Andrew Durant getting the stop. It was 15-0 Arlington at that point. Then they're going to find, it's going to be David Gonzalez. He wears number 1 for the Arlington Lions. And check out Gonzalez with a little bit of help down the sideline. Somehow he stayed in, like the guy, the receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, didn't have a toe on the line. He got all the way in for the touchdown. 21-6 Arlington at that point. Big pass by Lakeside.
Great catch.
And great catch, but just no points to show for it. Lakeside again. Oh, we got a fumble on the play. Lakeside turns it over. That is number 53, Anthony Trujillo. Can he get there?
Oh, Trujillo!
Oh,
Trujillo!
Inside the 10. So close, so close. And the onside, or the kick here by Lakeside, 35 yards back the other way. But too little, too late. Arlington's going to win this one. I do want to give a shout out to Dr. Tacey Duncan. I told her Riverside TV was trying to get someone down at the game to cover it.
Yes.
And she's like, you know what? If you don't, I'm going to find a way to get you video clips. So she did send video highlights, even though we did have someone from Riverside TV down at the game. So thank you, Tacey. We really do appreciate it. 29-6, Arlington wins.
And they did have a great spread. Pep and I, like I said, hosted their
at
Hall
the
of
Hall
Fame.
of Fame?
And not only did they have steak, they had chicken, they had vegetables,
We
and
had both.
We had both. It was fantastic. We were eating behind the scenes, and we ate it all in about 8 seconds. It was fantastic. Thank you, Tacey. Mwah!
Yeah, it was.
Good job,
it was like
Lions.
our little date night. We had our little table
we
behind
did.
everything. We had to hurry and eat so we could get out there and do the ceremony.
And you
So
did look cute, by the way. You look cute. You look cute.
We were
that
all
night.
dressed up. It was awesome.
Can't wait.
All right, we'll keep it with another Riverside school. Notre Dame trying to get their first win of the season at Xavier Prep. They played at
Wheelock Stadium.
I thought so, but
No.
it was JW North. Let's go to those highlights as we join the Titans out there. It looks nice and cool in the video, but don't be fooled. If you were at a football game last night or tonight, you know it was hot. It's been hot out there.
I had my
But it looked like a
thermometer.
nice, cool night with that picture from the pylon. Let's get to the highlights in this one. First quarter, Titans with the ball, but not very long. They fumble on this play, and the Saints recover. So great field position for Xavier Prep in this parochial rivalry game from that team from Palm Desert. On the very next play, the first offensive play for the Saints, it's number 11, Austin McDaniel. He runs in the touchdown, 6-zip Saints. The Saints offense, they get the ball back on their second offensive play from scrimmage. It's McDaniel again, an incredible run to the end zone, stays on his feet.
It can't happen
And,
a third time, can it? Does it?
It does not.
Oh.
But he did it twice in a row. And look,
Wow.
a little smile for the Friday Night Pep Rally camera. So it was 13-0 Xavier Prep in the first quarter. Notre Dame having trouble taking care of the football. The Saints defense forcing another turnover, and the ball is loose. And Xavier Prep recovers. So now the Saints send the offense back out on the field. And on their third offensive play from scrimmage, it's quarterback Joe Barry buying lots of time and scrambling finds Thaddeus Bosley for the touchdown. 21-zip at that point, 47-zip the final score as Xavier Prep defeats Notre Dame. So big win for the Saints in that game.
Wow. Yeah, Notre Dame is struggling a bit right now. But at least they're playing in Riverside again. They're not playing in San Bernardino, so it's nice to see Notre Dame back in.
Yeah, they were playing at SBVC. So
SBVC.
I think they're supposed to play at Wheelock, or they have played at Wheelock, and now they were at North. So.
Yeah, moving all around. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yes. Okay, so we were talking about, Orange Vista against Vista Marietta. That was one of the top games in the IE. Aquinas versus Citrus Valley. Ramona versus Hillcrest was certainly at the top of that list as well. Another really good one was on Thursday night. Beaumont taking on Summit. Both teams were 2-0 going into this Week 2 showdown. Actually, I should say Beaumont was 3-0 because remember they beat Kamehameha in Week 0 in Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
Yes,
Coach, the Canadian Steinberg. What did he do?
Well, let's go to the highlights.
Let's do
As Summit head coach Nick Matheny said, I'm like, oh, you're playing Beaumont? And he's like, yeah, we're playing the Fighting Steinbergs. That's what he said. So, all right, let's go to the highlights. Summit and Beaumont. Here come the Skyhawks. And this was a lot of fun if you're a Beaumont fan, because it's a lot of Cougars in this one. They get right to work. Quarterback Jeremiah Duhu hits Kanalu Johnston for the pickup there. And then later it's Duhu to Braden Miller. Nice moves to get to the end zone. Beaumont's on the board. And I don't know what the theme of the night was, but they're all like construction workers.
Man, they all were wearing vests.
It's get a job night. Later, Duhu calls his own number and trots into the paint. Cougars led 14-0. Now it's going to be Duhu to Nathaniel Coda on the completion. Beaumont on the move again. Excuse me. The Fighting Steinbergs on the move again. Duhu to Johnson, and just let them cook. Nice move there. They built a 27-0 lead at halftime, and the Cougars blank Summit by a final score of 30-zip.
Wow.
34-zip the final. Coach Matheny messaged me, and he said, not a very good night for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, they didn't score. And Summit was, they were putting up some big numbers, but Beaumont, the Fighting Steinbergs, the guy from up north, it's about time he got a victory there. It's about time. Go put your head on that big Pella and drink a big glass of milk.
So, Summit is still a very good team. For Beaumont to win, I'm not surprised. For Beaumont to win like that, I am a little surprised because, like I said, Coach Matheny's got a good team this year. So now that makes it interesting when you want to look far down the road. We were talking about in league play, Ramona versus Norte Vista is going to be awesome. In River Valley league play, Hillcrest versus Poly is probably going to be really good in Sun Belt league play. All of a sudden, Beaumont versus Cajon, Beaumont versus Citrus Valley. Maybe even Yucaipa. Yucaipa's 3-0. Don't sleep on the Thunderbirds, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is going to be fun. This is going to get juicy, as you used to say. It needs a bib.
It's going to get real juicy.
We need to bring out the bib again.
I think we should.
I'll wear a bib. As long as I'm eating, I'm good.
All right. Well, speaking of juicy games.
Oh, give us another juicy game, Pep.
This one went down to the wire. It was really good. Thank you to Temecula Valley for sending us the video. Temecula Valley versus Temescal Canyon. Let's go to the highlights of this one. We're going to fast forward, Jeff, right to the fourth quarter. Temescal Canyon up at this point, but Temecula Valley with a big, furious fourth quarter. It's freshman quarterback Caden Christman stepping in, playing his first varsity game, finds Carlos Corrego on the TD, and then Christman throws the go-ahead touchdown as Temecula Valley wins 19-14 on the road at Temescal Canyon. So 2 touchdowns late in the fourth quarter. They flip the script, and the Golden Bears are winners.
By a freshman?
By a freshman, he's playing his first varsity snaps.
That's got to be like, that's like a little kid out there playing. And he had some nice arm. I saw some throwing deep.
It is. He's probably like 14. I was playing with G.I. Joes and, riding my bike off little ramps and stuff like that at his age.
That kid's still watching Paw Patrol. I'm telling you, man. Now Saturday morning, you might be able to step up and watch something like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or something.
Just step it up a little bit.
Step up
Jake
your game.
and the Neverland Pirates. Is that still on? I don't know if that's even still on.
It's still on. I still watch it.
Yeah. Or what's your show? Henry Danger.
Oh,
that's a teenager tween show.
Then they tried to add it, and then now it's Danger Force, and it's god awful. It's god awful. But Henry Danger.
Stick with the original.
It was a great show. Great show.
All right, before we get to taquitos, because I know you're hungry,
and rancho enchiladas.
Let's go to Supa Dupa Jurupa Valley. Let's go to those highlights. Nobody covers Jurupa Valley more than we do.
Nobody.
Nobody. And here come the Jaguars out there. They were taking on Ontario. And I think we've seen Ontario maybe once or twice already this season on the Friday Night Pep Rallies. They were taking on some local teams, but a lot of Jurupa Valley in this one. Caruso, the QB, the touchdown toss there, 7-0 Jaguars just like that. Then later, another Jurupa Valley touchdown on the ground. Ontario trying to come back here in this one, and they would cut into that lead a little bit. Isaiah Duncan, their quarterback's going to find Xavier Hubbard, and he'll go 53 yards for a touchdown. So at this point, it was 14-6. So basically, a one-possession game, Jeff. But You can never, ever count out Supa Dupa Harupa Valley. I was looking down at my rundown, but I think that was a little screen pass. He had some blockers in front of him, goes in for the touchdown there. Guys, we'll probably cut out these highlights a little bit early, but we just want to make sure everybody knows that Supa Dupa Harupa Valley defeats Ontario by a score of 38-12. Ontario punting, but they were their own worst enemy, into the end zone.
Look at the Jags.
And recovered by Harupa Valley. Yeah, the Jaguars, in fact, that was their first win of the season.
Good job,
but
Coach
remember,
Hugo.
they're in the River Valley League now.
Oh, they are.
So they'll play Novi, they'll play Ramona. Wait a minute, they'll play La Sierra, Patriot.
Wow.
No, wait a minute. Oh, and Rubidoux. Rubidoux in the River Valley League.
Doe.
I got to keep tabs on some of these teams. They move all around. We were talking about Hillcrest and Poly going to the Sun Belt League. Well, they got Harupa Valley and Rubidoux now in the Mountain Valley, or from the Mountain Valley League to the River Valley League.
It's all goofy.
It's all over the place.
It's all goofy, Pep. Very goofy.
Jeff, the moment you have been waiting for.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Talkwitz taking on where are the Rattlers from? Do you even know?
The Rattlers.
The Rattlers. Taquitos versus Rattlers.
I'm guessing the desert. I mean, you're not going to have them in a rainforest. You're not going to have rattlesnakes in a rainforest. Rancho
Mirage,
Oh,
Jeff.
you can't even see them because it's a mirage. It's not really there.
It's not real.
It's not there.
Well, this is real.
Okay, let's see it.
go to the highlights. This is the real deal. Rancho Mirage on offense near the goal line. 4th and goal. Broken up by Daniel Mendoza. Yeah, good Talkwitz defense there. So still no score. Then a fumble recovery by the Titans. Daniel Williams. At this point, it says in my notes, it was a 2-0 game.
What?
So there must have been a safety there. 40-yard rushing touchdown by the Titans, Terrell Strawn. And Talkwitz takes the old 7-2 lead on Rancho Mirage. Now, Talkwitz back on offense, Jeff. 50-yard pass from Romeo Evans, the QB, to Joseph Torres for the touchdown. The Titans extend their lead to 13-2, but here come the Rattlers. Jamari Walker. The score there makes it a 13-9 game. We got ourselves a ball game. Rushing touchdown for the Rattlers. Julian Hernandez punches it in. 16-13, Rancho Mirage on top. The Titans going for a field goal to tie with under 2 minutes left. It is no good.
So do you like guacamole on your Talkwitz?
Yeah, of course I do.
You do? I don't picture
you.
you
I'm
ever.
a Neanderthal? Like, of course I do.
No. Yeah, I know you eat everything kind of plain. You're
I
kind
do.
Of a,
I am very, very plain.
But man, there is nothing better than guacamole on your Talkwitz.
Man, yeah, that sounds really good right now, actually.
does.
It's a nice taquito plate from somewhere, right?
Yes.
All right, we've got some more scores to get to, so let's get to the scores before we preview next week. All right, let's go back to the Friday Night Pep Rally scoreboard. It looks like we're going to check in with some Raincross Conference games. Riverside Poly making that long trip up into the high desert to take on Sultana, and the Bears fall by a score of 12-7. So the Bears now 1-1 on the season. Don't have the particulars on this game, but obviously I'm assuming it came down to the wire if it was a 12-7 ball game.
Wow, that's a tough one. Tough loss for the Bears.
And now they'll try to bounce back against
King. Yeah, I forgot there for a minute.
You want to crown him? Crown him.
I'm going to crown my little mini person that looks just like me, Coach McMains. Except I am much better looking.
Mini Jeff.
Mini Jeff.
All right. Adelanto and Vista Del Lago VDL from out of the Ivy League. Yeah, they're still good, man. 42-20. That's a big win against Adelanto. The Ravens moved to 3-0. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to skip Rancho Christian and West Valley. I did see at one point West Valley was winning, but we could not confirm the final score on that one. Palm Desert over Elsinore, 7-0. The Tigers still trying to get their first win of the season. Palm Desert's usually pretty good, but I'm kind of surprised by that score.
That's a barn burner.
Liberty and Crean Lutheran.
They didn't win.
Wait, is that real? Is that a real score?
Oh, I hope not. But Liberty, remember they got their first win in 21 after a 21-game losing streak. But Crean Lutheran, where's Crean Lutheran?
I think is it Irvine?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Irvine. No. I'm gonna double check that score as we run through the scoreboard. Right, but maybe Crean Lutheran's that good. Maybe I've been sleeping on Crean this whole time.
Hey, I like their album. Crean. That sounds like a good band.
Good rock band from the 90s. Let's see. Do we have Desert Hot Springs? And
we got
but we have Canyon Springs and Workman.
Look at Canyon Springs.
Canyon Springs won 53-6. And Jeff, I think I was telling you off the air. There I was minding my own business, and I fell into this stat that Workman, I think, is now 0-33. They've lost 33 games in a row, which I think is tied for the state lead.
Yeah, somebody up
like
from
that.
your old neck of the woods is.
Was it Oroville? I think
Oroville.
it was Oroville.
You said.
All right, let's see. Which one's next? I don't even know which one's next. I got my rundown open. Kaiser beating Paloma Valley 42. Is that one right, too?
That's a big win if that's correct.
Yeah, for Kaiser to bounce back like that. So Kaiser definitely is not 0-3. If that is true, I'm going to see.
Do you know where Billy Cardosi is tonight, the ex-coach of Kaiser?
No.
He is at an Earth, Wind, and Fire concert.
No, he is
Yes,
not.
I promise you. He is at an Earth, Wind, and Fire concert at the Fabulous Forum.
I will say this. When head coaches finally step away from coaching and they've got all this freedom, they do some pretty cool things. They go to concerts.
Yes.
They take trips. They do all kinds of cool things.
They watch TV and they sit at home, and it's great for them because they're always gone.
Okay, so hold on. Someone just told me on my ear, Kaiser actually lost this game 42-18. So
right.
that's what I thought. I was surprised. I'm like, I don't know about that one, but yeah. So it was Paloma Valley winning
That's a win for
42-18.
Menifee right there.
Rim of the World versus Paris. The Fighting Scots. They do it again, 31-14. That was actually one of the better games we had this past week. And I think we've got one more. Is it San Jacinto and Yorba Linda? So depending on the rankings that you look at, Yorba Linda was one of the top-ranked teams in the southern section. I don't know a whole lot about them. I do know a lot about the Jack. They're good. Jalen Patterson, Showtime, is one of the best QBs in the area.
Right, Showtime.
And Coach Galliano blew me up and said, the Jack, they beat Yorba Linda, who's ranked. So the Tigers are back on track. They big win against Yorba Linda, 19-16. Showtime. All right, we're going to take one more commercial break. When we come back, we are going to preview. When we come back, or do we have one more scoreboard here? I'm trying to look at it.
I have no idea.
Okay, so when we come back, we'll do one more scoreboard, Jeff.
Okay.
And then we're going to preview the games coming up in week number 3, including the big King versus Poly game coming up. Are you ready?
I'm always ready. We have a big one tomorrow, too, we got to talk about.
Oh, that's right. Hey, you got your A game tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's not just what time is it? 11? Oh,
You're
11.
more than just a pretty face over there with your sunglasses.
I'm going on fumes. Fumes right now, my friend.
All right, let's take one more quick break. We're going to get you out of here by midnight, and we'll come back with a couple more scores, and then we'll preview week 3 here on the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. When placing your trash containers for pickup, please observe the following. Place each container with at least 3 feet separation from each other and at least 6 feet from obstructions such as parked cars, fire hydrants, mailboxes, and trees. Your bin should be placed at the curb no later than 5:30 a.m. on your collection day with the arrow on the lid pointed toward the street to ensure your bins get emptied. If you are experiencing issues with your trash collection, or perhaps need a replacement for a damaged trash bin, please contact our customer service call center by using the 311 app or website, or by dialing 951-826-5311 to reach one of our customer service representatives. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
And welcome back to Riverside TV. And this is the Friday Night Pep Rally. Jeff, we are almost done. It's almost dinner time for you. I know, or actually midnight snack, I guess, by now.
Oh, we need to hurry and get out of here. I'm losing my mind.
But we love
losing
it. We love it, and we appreciate you guys staying up late with us as well. You know, you go out to a game, or you watch it live on Riverside TV, then you hang around a little bit longer and stay up with us. We're the only high school football show
in the world.
It might be in the on Friday nights in the world.
Yeah, so. Live. I don't think anybody's doing what we're doing over here. We've been doing it for years.
In the southern section, is there another Friday night football show?
I don't think so. Is there?
Is there?
The official CIF show.
They don't count.
Does the CIF have a show? Since when?
Last year.
Oh.
Nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it.
People watch our show.
No.
This is an award-winning show here.
It is.
We in fact we're up for some awards here this month, and we could be racking more up.
Yeah.
The coach's perspective, it always
need a bigger
always,
shelf back here
It
for all the
always runs
awards.
the table, but maybe the pep rally
Oh,
this
the
year.
pep rally versus the coach's perspective.
Oh, come on.
Ooh, interesting.
That'd be fun. I can't wait.
All right, Jeff, you want some more scores?
Yes, let's get going.
All right, let's do it. Let's go to some more scores. We saw some highlights of this one. Xavier Prep beating Notre Dame by a final of 47-0. Let's go to the next one. My Mighty Eags, Arrowhead Christian, and Colton going down to the wire. The Eags had them, and they let them off the hook.
Oh, your daughter's gonna be sad. She's gonna be
Yeah.
up late tonight, crying into her pillow.
Yeah, I sarcastically always tell her on Saturdays if they're coming off a loss, I'm like, oh, how are you guys doing today?
She's sad.
She's like, about what?
No clue.
I'm like, football game.
Isn't she a cheerleader?
Yeah.
She doesn't even know if they won or
Oh,
not.
yeah, she doesn't know.
Good for her. Good for her.
Yeah. She just like knows, hey, did they score a touchdown? Because if they do, we got to do something. Indian Springs beating Jeff, bonus points, a bonus taquito for you if you can tell me where Silver Valley is, with the city.
It's in Silverton, Colorado.
Silverton. The correct answer is Yermo.
Yermo.
So up in the high
Oh,
desert.
I have been to Yermo. There is not a whole lot
There
there.
is not much up there, but there is an Indian Springs win, 33-14, the final there. Eisenhower and Palm Springs. Palm Springs won. I can't remember the final score off the top of my head. I think it was like 33-6 or something like that. So Palm Springs winner there. Grand Terrace and Bonita. The Bearcats, 49-7 against the Titans. Grand Terrace 0-3 on the year now. Next one is Carter and Hemet, I believe, as we still trying to find that A.B. Miller and Rialto score. Hemet's pretty good.
Hemet's really
So
good.
if you're a Poly fan, or you're a Hillcrest fan, you're a Sunbelt League fan, keep an eye on the Bulldogs. Hemet is good. Big win against Carter tonight, 40-18.
They're back, baby.
Yeah. Patriot and Silverado for you River Valley League fans out there. Patriot over Silverado, 21-18. Nice win there for Coach Fowler and the guys. Let's see, Bloomington and Rubidoux. The Bruins have a victory Bruin against Rubidoux, 38-11 there. Ontario and Harupa Valley, big shout out again to Supernova, getting us some great highlights of a Jaguars win, 38-12 there. And I think we got one more, Citrus Hill and Desert Hot Springs, as our old pal, Coach G, Ron Garinger, trying to get his first win at Citrus Hill, come up 10 short out in the desert against Desert Hot Springs. Old DHS, 3-0, Jeff.
I still want to take you out there. You and I are going to go out to their hot pools and sit around in our Speedos. And
I didn't know that was a real thing. Like, that's what it's named after?
Yes, I've been there. Been there many times.
I did not
Oh,
know
it's a
that.
great place to enjoy a beverage and sit out there in the hot springs and rub mud all over your face.
So when you're not, popping through the trees at Vista Marietta, you're hanging out in the hot springs.
Oh man, anytime I can get near
or
some hot
Costco with a hot dog.
Yeah, anytime I can get to some hot springs. Oh yeah, cover myself in mud and sit in a hot spa. Oh yeah, that's something I really like to do. Look at this. That's why my face is so shiny.
Baby face.
Baby face. No.
Old baby face Gorham over
no
here.
wrinkles, no nothing, no Botox, nothing. It's just natural.
Just you and mud.
I'm only 37. Look at how good.
No, you say you're really old because then they'll be like, oh, he looks really good. You're like, I'm 90 years old. He looks great.
What do you mean? I thought I was giving myself. I said being 37. I thought I looked really good. I thought I was in my 20s.
Well, I was just trying to help you out.
All right. Well, I guess you're not.
All right,
Thanks,
let's go to the games next week, and we'll start with Notre Dame versus Citrus Hill because that's a Thursday night game. And Citrus Hill trying to get their first win. Notre Dame trying to get their first win as well. Each of them are 0-3, I believe, on the season. They are not 2-0, but they're both trying to get their first win of the year. So one of them will do that. That's a Thursday night special. King versus Poly, Riverside TV game. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait. I think it's at Poly. Is it at Poly there, Gazal?
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I don't know if Scott even knows this. I interviewed some King football players, and they said it's going to be awesome at a neutral site. And I said, oh, where? And they said, Wheelock Stadium.
Oh, see, that's not neutral. That's Poly's field. It was Poly's field It was Poly's field before RCC.
Is that true?
You're darn right it was. It was because RCC used to be Riverside Poly. So how dare you, King? Know your history.
All right. So, yeah, according to two players from King, that's at Wheelock Stadium, King versus Poly.
That's a juicy one.
Yeah, Norda Vista and Great Oak. That's one of the elite games.
Yes.
All of the IE next week. That's going to be a lot of fun between those two schools. Ramona will go out to Rancho Mirage. We just saw the Rattlers. We're home of the Rattlers.
Yes.
They beat Tockwitz by a field goal. Now Ramona will go out to the desert with their 3-0 record to take on Rancho Mirage. La Sierra will take on Hillcrest. And we'll see. Hillcrest coming off a win, right? Hillcrest coming off a win. And
No.
I'm sorry. La Sierra coming off a win. Hillcrest
Yes.
coming off a loss as they go head-to-head next week. JW North will hit the road for Chino Hills, trying to get their first win of the season. We've got Arlington in action next week as, what did the Lions beat, who was it tonight? Was it Lakeside?
Sure.
I think it was. Arlington plays, is it Buena Park next week?
Yes, Buena Park.
Okay. Oh, I think, okay, yeah, it's supposed to be Buena Park. And then one game tomorrow. This game was moved to a Saturday night primetime audience.
Avalon.
Yeah,
Are they playing at Avalon or at CSDR?
at CSDR, home of the Cubs.
Home of the Cubs. Go! Cubs win! Cubs win!
Yes, so it was originally scheduled, if you follow Max Preps, for Friday at 12:15, which is such a weird time, but it's probably so they can get back to the island, right?
Yes,
I'm assuming
exactly,
trying
yes.
to get back to the island, to be honest. But this game is now Saturday night, Avalon and CSDR tomorrow. So this is still technically in week number 2 of the high school football season. All right, Jeff, have you had enough? It's 11:57. My goal is to get everyone out before midnight.
Okay, last thing.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, national champions RCC is going to be playing Long Beach City College. We're going to have the game at 7 p.m. at Wheelock. And look at this right here. Can we zoom in on that right there?
We're doing it.
Yeah, look at that. You know what?
Scott's doing it.
I have my Infinity Stone right there.
Yeah.
Look at that. That
Calm
would
down,
be,
Thanos.
That would be my national championship ring from Coach Kraft and RCC, and they're going to be in action. So join Gazal, myself, and Pep Fernandez tomorrow night from Wheelock Stadium.
Wait, can we just close the show real quick with your sunglasses on and your ring? Like, is there anybody cooler than Jeff?
Now, if you do this, look at this. I even got my Ramona blue shoes on.
Oh my gosh!
Let's end the show.
At this guy. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. RCC live on Riverside TV Saturday night. I think it's a 7 p.m. kickoff. We'll
Yes.
go live a couple minutes before that. For Jeff Gorham and the entire Riverside TV team, my name is Pep Fernandez, and thanks for staying up late. We'll see you next Friday night on the Friday Night Pep Rally.
Good night.
We're clear.